When a man says fine, he's done. When a woman says fine, it just started. When a man says I am fine, he usually means he is done talking, he wants peace, and he believes silence will save the relationship more than words. A man will say fine, like someone closing a door gently, believing that staying quiet protects both people from making things worse. When a woman says I am fine, she does not mean the conflict is over. She means there is something that hurts, confused, or disappointed her, and she needs connection. For many women, fine is not the end of the conversation. It is an invitation for someone to care enough to ask what truly happened. The same word carries two different meanings because men and women are often raised to solve emotions in opposite ways, even when both want closeness and peace. Men are usually taught to protect love by avoiding conflict, so they believe silence is a form of control that keeps the relationship safe from unnecessary fights. Women are usually taught to protect love by expressing emotion because they believe communication is how love survives, heals, and grows stronger after a disagreement. This is why a man may think that shutting down the discussion is emotional maturity, while a woman may see the same silence as emotional abandonment. A man might think that speaking less is calming the situation, while a woman may think that speaking less is ignoring what she feels inside. In childhood, many boys learn that expressing emotions brings criticism, shame, or weakness, so they hide their feelings to avoid being judged or rejected later in life. Meanwhile, many girls learn that emotions bring attention, care, and bonding, so talking about feelings becomes a natural way to connect and feel valued. By adulthood, these differences show up during arguments, misunderstandings, and moments when one person needs support more than solutions. Men often search for a quick exit from discomfort, believing they must stay logical and strong, because they think emotions will make them lose control or lose respect. Women often search for depth and clarity, because they believe you cannot build something strong if you do not understand the feelings that are affecting the relationship. When a man hears conflict, he prepares to defend himself or withdraw, trying to protect his emotional space by avoiding pressure or emotional overload. When a woman hears conflict, she prepares to explain herself, to feel heard, and to fix what is hurting, believing that words will make everything safer and better. To a man, talking about feelings often feels like a trap, a room without a door, a situation where he can only disappoint someone or say the wrong thing. To a woman, not talking about feelings feels like suffocation, as if her truth must stay unspoken, while the person she loves refuses to understand what is happening. For a man, silence is a survival tool that avoids escalation, because he thinks the relationship will last longer if both people stop arguing. For a woman, silence is emotional distance, because she thinks the relationship can only survive if both people understand each other more deeply. This is why the same sentence I am fine can make both sides believe they are doing the right thing, while unintentionally hurting one another. The conflict is not about meaning, it is about fear, because both fear losing love, but in completely different ways that trigger opposite behaviors. A man fears being judged, misunderstood, attacked, or forced into a conversation he cannot win, so he shuts down to avoid disappointing anyone. A woman fears being ignored, dismissed, forgotten, or left alone emotionally, so she speaks up to avoid feeling invisible or unloved by the person she cares about. The man withdraws to protect love, but his silence makes the woman feel rejected, and the woman speaks to protect love, but her intensity makes the man feel attacked. They both react from the same root desire, to save the relationship, yet their strategies threaten the connection they are trying to protect. The man thinks space will calm emotions, but the woman interprets space as emotional distance that leaves her alone with her feelings. The woman thinks communication will solve the issue, but the man interprets communication as pressure that forces him into emotional danger. Neither of them is wrong, they are simply trying to love with two different emotional languages that were programmed long before they met each other. When a woman asks what is wrong, she is not trying to create conflict, she is trying to reconnect, to check if the relationship is safe, and if she still matters. When a man says nothing is wrong, he is not trying to hide the truth, he is trying not to make something small become something painful that damages the relationship. A man often believes that words can break trust, while a woman believes that silence breaks connection, and both are partially right. Many men feel that emotions are unpredictable storms with no exit, so they pull back to minimize damage, hoping the storm will pass quickly and peace will return. Many women feel that emotions are signals that something needs attention, so they open up to prevent bigger storms from forming later inside their hearts. The man believes in short repair and fast recovery, while the woman believes in deep repair and emotional understanding. Two different ways of restoring love. To build a healthy relationship, neither strategy is enough without the other, because love requires both safety and expression, both space and communication. A man does not need to become emotional every time, he only needs to stay present enough to show that he cares, even when he does not have the perfect words. A woman does not need to talk about every feeling instantly, she only needs to give enough space for emotions to settle, so both partners can understand each other calmly. Healing begins when the woman stops interpreting silence as rejection, and the man stops interpreting talking as attack, because both reactions are habits, not truths. A man does not avoid communication because he does not love her. He avoids it because he learned long ago that emotions destroy safety, not build it. A woman does not insist on communication because she wants drama. She insists because she learned that expressing feelings is the only way to protect connection. The sentence "I am fine" becomes a bridge instead of a wall when both people treat it as a signal, not a threat, and learn to respond with curiosity instead of fear. When a man says "I am fine," a woman can ask with softness, not pressure, "What kind of support would make things easier for you right now?" When a woman says "I am fine," a man can offer presence rather than silence, saying "I am here, and I want to understand if something is hurting you." Relationships are not won by silence or by words, but by understanding what the other person truly protects when they shut down or when they open up. Real love is not solving emotions quickly. It is creating a safe space where both ways of protecting love can coexist without fear, shame, or pressure. Fine is not a finish line. It is a message that love needs calm, care, and patience to feel safe again, both in expression and in silence. The strongest relationships are not made of identical emotional styles, but of two different hearts, learning how to make the other feel safe without losing themselves. In the end, fine should become a moment to pause, breathe, and find each other again. Not a moment to escape or attack, but to rebuild the connection step by step. Love grows deeper when silence becomes presence, and words become bridges. When each partner understands the fear behind the other person's way of saying "I am fine," because real understanding begins where defensiveness ends. And love becomes mature when two different emotional worlds learn how to stay connected without trying to change each other. If you ever said "I'm fine" when you were not fine, just write "fine" in the comments. You don't even have to explain. You already know. And if you want more videos that actually explain relationships, not fight them, subscribe only if you feel it.